Hello, friends. This is Scott, and a confidential informant at the school told me that the school purchased a bunch of playground bark or mulch, as you see the playground behind. And I could kind of sneak over here and grab a few wheelbarrows of this goodness. So, yeah, I ran right over, and I'm not sure how many cubic yards of material, but quite a bit. But as you'll see here, I'm going to make a little bit of a dent in this today. But let's take a little garden tour. Just an update in July. And I had to replant a bunch of seeds because a lot of the stuff did not come up. And this is after I replanted a week ago. And you're starting to see, some of the original stuff that I planted came up. But again, I had lots of seeds. The previous person running the garden with me had a lot of seeds donated. So I needed to use them up because they're old seed. And I just wanted to see what was going to work and what wasn't going to work. So rather than buy a bunch of plants, I decided just to plant seeds. And I've done it twice. And mixed results. There's one plant coming up there with a weed. And in other areas, I've got a couple, again, I didn't mark anything, so we'll just see what it is as it comes up. I did kind of document what it was that I planted, but the second time I planted, I just planted seeds. So we'll see what we get. Strawberries are looking pretty good. And where I used the bark today was I mulched in all the potatoes. And the sweet potatoes are doing really good. I was really concerned that they weren't going to do well because they look so sickly, but they're looking good now. I previously mulched them in with some bark mulch I got from a friend, and they're doing great. And looking in this little area here, the tomatoes are doing good. Look back at the potatoes, and they're, again, all mulched in, so I shouldn't have to mess with those too much more. Got to bring a lot more mulch over here, though, for the tomatoes. And here's the tomatillos. Give you a little look at the tomatillos. They're growing well. And got some onions in here and some other peppers in that little section. And I have the weedy area here. That's where I planted all the zucchini on the left there. So I've got to go in there and weed all that. But I started to mulch more of the tomatoes. Again, we have 30 tomato plants plus a few volunteers. But there's some Romas that are, getting ready to get ready. So they're doing well. So we should have a pretty good tomato harvest, I think. There's a couple other varieties that are not too far away. I'm sorry about the sun in the view. I either have myself in my shadow or I've got a little bit of the sun this time of day. So I can't win for losing on this angles. But the onions need a little more weeding, and I'm going to mulch those in when I get a chance. And then here's all the seeds I planted of beans and radishes and beets and carrots, and it didn't have very good germination, so I've reseeded those, and again, I'm still waiting to see if anything, how that went. But looking back, it's kind of, again, it's a tough time of day to film, but the garden's looking pretty good. We should have quite a bit. I'm going to take a little bit different angle here in a second to show you kind of the other corner, where you see the corn there in the background. I'll show you a little bit more close-up of that and the zucchini that I need to weed. I've got till next Wednesday to get as much bark as I can get over here moved before the Boy Scouts come in and they move it over to the playground. So here's a look at the zucchinis. And again, I've replanted these a couple times. And I've got a few plants that survived. There's some cucumbers here, so I've got quite a few there. So I just mulched them lightly to see if I can keep them alive. Now literally 106 degrees in Salt Lake City. So we'll see how these seeds I planted respond to the severe heat we have right now. Corn's doing great. I got that all mulched in today. So as you see, I was able to use quite a bit of the mulch, but I've got a lot more to do, and I've got a few days before the Boy Scouts take it all, and so I've got to get back over here early next week and spend a day or two moving some more bark. But I did replant some stuff here. I think those are cantaloupe, and I think they germinated pretty well the second time around. Didn't have any luck the first time, so. Onions are doing well. Don't know. I haven't fertilized anything, so I don't know how big they'll grow. But the garden overall should be pretty nice. And again, I'm using the mulch to suppress weeds, retain moisture, and it will provide fertility over time. So here's the dent I made in that pile of wood chips. So I've taken quite a few, so I hope I haven't overdone it. But I'm gonna come back and hopefully take more. So hopefully they'll have enough wood chip, or they're gonna have to order some more. But it is what it is. I need them too. So. There's the playground behind, and they're going to take some to the other playground they have in the elementary area. But that's a long walk with the bark on my wheelbarrow. So have a little bit of a low tire, so it's luckily bark's not too heavy, but it's coming, and I'm hoping to get the rest of the garden mulch so that I can not be doing so much weeding as I have been. Well, thanks for watching this video. If you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button, like, share, and comment, as I'd love to hear from you. Thank you.